Good afternoon, Sarah Hopkins from Hibiscus Neuro Rehab here. How is everyone going today? Lovely to speak to you for my weekly video. Today I'm talking about BPPV and in particular the recurrence rate of BPPV. Now, for those who don't know, BPPV is benign paroxysmal positional vertigo. It's a benign condition where otoconia or crystals can move from one part of the inner ear to the other. And what it does is it gives sudden short episodes of positional vertigo or spinning sensations when people move their head or their body. Most often people will complain of turning over in bed and feeling a rotational movement. Now, it's something we see here in the clinic all the time. And of late, we've seen a few people coming back with their BPPV once they've had it treated. And I thought it'd be good just to jump on and talk about, well, what can we do about this, if anything? Because unfortunately, we don't know why BPPV occurs. But we do know that in about 27% of patients, it can reoccur, and about 50% of that time, that's within the first 6 months after their initial episode. And there is a long-term recurrence rate of between 13 to 68% and greater than or equal to 2 years. So often we will see people quite quickly post their first episode that it does come back, and then later on people can get it back again. Some people are very lucky and they get it treated once and it never comes back again. It is a benign condition, but it's really detrimental to people because it's mentally and physically draining. It's really scary, and also it can create a high risk of fall, so it does need to be treated. And it has been shown that only 18% of people with BPPV resolve spontaneously in the first month, while about 51% resolve spontaneously, and that can take up to 12 months. And that leaves people with an interrupted life, risk of falls, and just a miserable time in general. So with that reoccurrence rate, is there anything we can do to modify it or help? Well, we know that there are some risk factors that you can modify. So things like high blood pressure, diabetes, increased fats and lipids within your body, cardiovascular disease and stroke risk, reduced arterial blood flow or vertebral artery blood flow, osteoporosis and osteopenia, and sleep disorders and vitamin D deficiency are known risk factors to increase the recurrence of BPPV. So thinking about working with your doctor to make sure that you're managing all of these conditions. For example, you might like to go and talk to your GP about getting a vitamin D supplement, which the research shows helps with calcium to make sure we're getting that, especially in the winter months, and we're coming up to winter, so thinking about that, because that can be really helpful. Making sure that you're exercising regularly and keeping fit and active, so you help modify some of those disease processes like the hypertension, blood pressure, diabetes, the hyperlipidemia, the cardiovascular disease and stroke risk can be all helped with regular exercise. Thinking about your age, so age does play a factor. We know that older people can be more at risk of BPPV as well. So then we think about keeping our neck range of motion really good, because that helps to clear BPPV. So lots of neck movements and things like that, and stretches if you have had BPPV can help reduce that. And then thinking about different types of treatment options in terms of different positional techniques that your physiotherapist who works in this area and has expert care and can give you to help know which canal is actually affected and then which treatment technique might be okay. And it might be that they give you some exercises to do at home and help with that. Anyway, that's all from me today. Hopefully that's given you some really good ideas about how to manage the recurrence rate of BPPV, because it is really high and we want to manage this because it can put you at risk of falls, and not to mention just be really awful and really impactful on your life. So think about those modifiable risk factors, think about your vitamin D levels, think about getting it treated early. And yes, if you've got any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments below or send me an email, sarah@hibiscusneurorehab.co.nz. See you later.